right, this is the first section. There are quite a few small pieces. Here you have a sword that's going to go into the hilt or whatever. This is the hilt, I guess it goes into that. I'm not 100% sure. Got quite a few arm switch outs, extended arms. Oops, a lot of nice detail on that. That looks great. So they're all pretty much like that. I don't have to pull them all out. You have some battle damage on them. Some of the silver here. Oh, sorry. I'm not sure what this silver is. It just looks like smeared paint. I'm not sure what that is. Some tattered stuff there. Okay, I guess that just ends because a weapon goes in there, but and you have I don't know what. I guess that goes on the end of a. I'm not sure if you can see that. Let's see. It's a dragon head. I guess it goes on the end of the weapon. This goes on the end of the weapon. Sword here. Looks real good. Actually has a little bit of weight to it, surprisingly. Another sword that is curved. It's plastic. It's not really greatest quality, but it'll do. And another arm here, of course. Let's take a look at this hilt. This is really nice. It looks good. The design on that looks really nice. And you have some antlers here with some snow on them. And I have no idea where they go. We'll figure it out. That's pretty much it on the first section. Let's check out the second section. All right, so here we have section 2, which is quite a bit bigger. You have this fur, goes over her shoulders, sculpted nicely. Her hair piece, I guess, it goes over the top of her head, and I don't know if she has a helmet that goes with that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Never seen that before. You have a short cape that looks good, nice and smooth. Oh, okay. Let's see where this fits on the back of that. And I'm not going to pull the base out, but it has a snow effect, which should go good with my Beta Ray Bill and Old King Thor. This is another hair piece for the top. I will say this for anybody that has this, be extremely careful pulling the head sculpt out, because she has this hair that is just sticking around everywhere. So that sculpt looks pretty good. I love the hair, but it's just an accident waiting to happen if you pull that out wrong. Her helmet looks badass, so I'm not sure yet which sculpt I'm gonna go with. I don't know until I put her together. It almost looks like the same damn sculpt. Okay, no, this is a little different. She's looking off to the right there. Only real issue I really have with it is I'm not sure if you'd be able to see here, but the eyes and the skin are almost the same color, but it still looks good. So, and then here's the body. Oh, the body. So this is pretty awesome. A lot of intricate details. Sorry about that. In here, the satchel on the back, belt, 2 belts actually. This one holds the sword, I guess. I mean, they put some serious detail into that. This looks great. So I'm real happy with it. It's got some nice battle damage here. Looks good. Let's put her together. All right, so I got the base already set up here. I figured out where the antlers go. They just go on the sides here. The base looks really nice. I'm assuming it's something like based out of Jotunheim, since it's covered with snow and frost. One thing, I picked her up and a piece of what looked to be one of the straps here on her belt just broke off, but here it is. Just, you're not gonna be able to see it, but it's a small piece. It looks like the end, but I'm looking at her belt and I don't see anything broken. I don't know what the hell is going on or where that could have come from, but be cautious picking it up because it's got a lot of protruding parts. Oh, I see where it came from, right off the front. Yep, right in there. Yep, I see where it came from. Shit. Well, I'll work with that later. I think I can get that back in there. I just picked it up and it fell right off. But we'll keep on going. Another thing on the, I'll have to show you here. Let me first get her inside the base. And one thing, to put the cape and the fur on, you first have to have the headpiece off. You can't put it on with that on there. So you're gonna put her in, then put the cape in. Got a nice big magnet there. Then put this on the back, and there's a magnet there, and you have to be careful to miss the hair. And then once that's on, then you can put this top knot on. And be careful also putting this on, because it's just the winged helmet is pretty loose. It doesn't, I mean, that piece is, it feels like it's ready to fall off. So that's the first portrait. Then you have this hilt here. So this arm, this left arm, let me pause, actually rests on this on the top of this sword. Once you get that in, honestly, you need to go up under the cape, and then by the hand, and then that's in. And so you see that. This new turntable I got doesn't let you turn it manually. So that's the first set, and then you can go with the left arm with the long sword, which I'm not overly fond of. I'm probably just gonna go with a regular hand. And so that's one setup, which I honestly like, because I really like this sword in the sheath. So there's a lot of small, intricate parts here, man, that feel real easy to break. So if you've got this thing, be careful. So that's the first setup, which I don't believe I'm gonna go with. I think I'm gonna go with nothing in the left hand. And honestly, you can keep the sword in the hilt, I believe, and have her with, because normally Sif has either a sword and a shield or two swords. So I like this setup where she has the sword sitting on her shoulder. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna have to take this sword out to get it to work. No, it'll fit, I think. Let's see here. You just gotta be really careful. Okay, yeah, I like that a lot better. So that's probably the setup I'm gonna go with, but I'm gonna change portrait so that she's looking straight. But that, once again, does look good. And then that way you get to run two swords instead of one. Otherwise you'd use the empty left hand, but I'd rather her have a sword in at least one hand. So it looks good. Once again, like I said, a lot of moving parts. I don't know how this thing broke up. I mean, I just picked it up and it just fell. So I'll see if I can get that glued back in. But that looks pretty good. So I'm gonna switch it up now to the second portrait, which, like I said, taking this thing apart is, so once I take this off, I probably will not be putting it back on. I'm gonna put it in a box because I don't want to take a chance. I just feel like something's gonna break. You got to be careful taking this off because it hits the bottom of the hair. And the cape is touching the sword. So I mean, everything is tight on here. Take that arm off. And then you can take her out. Top part. Careful once again, sitting it down. So once again, I got to take this top part of the hair off to get the cape on. And she goes, yeah, I like that portrait better. And then you go back to the cape. And then the fur, which, now that one went on a lot easier without touching the hair or anything. It does have a little play in it, but it went on quite a bit easier, in my opinion. And then I said I wanted to go with the left hand that was empty, and then the right hand with the sword on the shoulder. And I believe, and then her hair. Sitting up there with a hole in your head, lady. All right, so yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with. And then that looks better because she's looking straight ahead, so I don't have to pose the statue sideways so you can see her face. But yeah, that looks good. I'm very happy with it. It's just a lot of small, intricate pieces that you got to be pretty careful with. But the final product did not disappoint. This looks great, and it'll go great with any one of my Thor Beta Ray Bill pieces. I've been waiting on a Lady Sif, so let's get some close-ups and then we'll shut it on down. All right, so that'll do it. I'm pretty happy with this. I had a little breakage. I'm gonna see if I can fix it. I can barely tell where it even came from. I finally found the spot, but otherwise, I really like it. And like I said, for anybody that got it, just be careful, especially around the head, man. There's a lot of little stuff, and be careful grabbing the waist. And these little straps sticking out are fairly easy to snap off there. So otherwise, all in all, I'm very happy with it, and I'm gonna put it up there, I believe, next to Beta Ray Bill and Old King Thor. And I have a Odin on the way, waiting for tracking on that. So another piece for my Asgardian line here. Otherwise, man, that'll do it, man. Thanks for checking out my stuff. Thanks for stopping by. Like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Keep collecting. I'll do the same. Peace.
Two cricket dogs.